Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Napoleon, and today we're back with another Enlisted episode, and this time we're doing the Enlisted News of the Week. And this week we have a lot of new stuff thanks to the High Caliber update, of which I have to say that it is quite the most interesting update, albeit one of them also the most controversial update that Enlisted has probably given us. So without further ado, let's get started. The first thing that we have is the new campaigns. For the Battle of Moscow, it's going to be number 29, it's going to be 39, it's going to be the T-34, 1941, and the Panzer F-2. My question is, why the hell are you giving us another T-34 while the Germans get a Panzer IV F-2? Of course, the Panzer IV F-2 can technically penetrate a T-34, albeit I rather prefer to take a T-34 every time of the day. That said, let's move on to Normandy, level 39. We have the M18 MGMC and the Panzer IV 70V. Now, the M18 MGMC is quite interesting considering the fact that it's a very fast tank, it's a very good tank in, let's say, a game called War Thunder, but in Enlisted, it does not serve the purpose of a tank. The tank's main purpose is to support the infantry and hopefully take out enemy tanks if you can. But the M18 MGMC is too light for the job. As a matter of fact, I think light caliber machine gun fire or even small arms fire can penetrate the tank depending on where they are. The Panzer IV 70V is pretty much also useless considering the fact that you have a Tiger and a Panther. So why are you taking Panzer IV 75? It doesn't make sense. After that, we have the premium squads on the fields of Normandy. This is the American squad with the UD M42 and the Germans with the TZ45. Honestly, why are you giving the Italian TZ45 when you can easily give this thing in a game called Tunisia? Of course, Tunisia, it's gonna be beyond historical accuracy, so I do agree. For the Battle of Berlin, we have the RD-44. A lot of people have already been calling this a Soviet gun. That is essentially in the Cold War era, but yes, prototypes were in the Second World War. And you have the MG-15 with the double magazine. Interesting. The premium squad. Okay, Enlisted, why are you giving so many premium squads for the average player? For one, I'm not even going to be buying Premium Squad, and with the boycott going on, in which there is a boycott, in which I'll explain a little bit later, no one's really going to be doing the Premium Squads, or no one's going to be buying them, or I hope no one's going to be buying them. But for the Soviets, we have the Su-100, and the Germans, we have the Jagdpanzer. Obviously pretty good. And for the Battle of Tunisia, they're not even going to hide it and bias the A-20-25 with, I kid you not, 12 H-4 missiles and the Italian Fiat G55. The only fairness that I see potentially going on is the fact that the Fiat G55 can take out an A-20. But in the case of fighting against a Spitfire Hispano with 20mm Hispano cannons, the Fiat G5 is going to suffer. Like, literally is going to suffer. In terms of ground support, the A-20 G25 is going to be massive, considering the fact it has 12 H-4 rockets and the Italian only have 200 kilogram bombs. I'm not even going to say how this bias is going to be affected. And then we have the premium squad. Thank God that they add some Australian squads, because that's going to make the game a little bit more sense. The only downside is, why the hell did you give them the Owens Mark 1? Yes, I know they were in Tunisia, and yes, I know Australian troops were in Tunisia, but this feels like a refurbish of essentially the Pacific. But that said, we have the Aussies with the Mark 1, the Owens Mark 1, and we have the Germans with the MP Irma 36. For the Battle of the Stalingrad, we have the BM41 and the K8cm GRW42, basically 50mm and 82mm mortars, which, once again, I don't know what they're doing. Premium squads, SU, and a thicker max. Seriously, I do not know why Enlisted is giving us so many premium squads that none of us are going to buy. Thank the dear Lord that for campaigns like Berlin, Moscow, and Normandy, they're almost towards the end, and at this point I really hope Enlisted gives something different. That said, let's move on to the last campaign, and that's going to be with the Pacific. Finally, something new. One of the newest campaigns, we have the American M3 Stuart with a flamethrower. The flamethrower is essentially pretty good considering the fact that besides the fact that Enlisted is really unlocking all flamethrowers behind a paywall, this M3 flamethrower does not have to deal with a paywall. Thank the Lord Jesus. And you have the Japanese Kami. The Japanese can breathe fire. It can't breathe fire, my bad, but it can swim. It has three, I kid you not, 3 machine guns and a 37mm gun. Do not get hit by anything in this tank, because if you do, you're gonna die. Seriously, like, this thing, I'm even surprised Enlisted is gonna make this swim in the water, essentially considering the fact that, how do you put it, this tank in War Thunder can't even go amphibious, so kudos to Enlisted for doing that. This campaign will also give new weapons such as the M1 bazooka with a powerful sight and the M9 bazooka, and in Japan they're giving the Type 4 precision guided anti-tank grenade launcher with a sight. I haven't used the Type 4 yet, so I don't know what quote-unquote precision-guided anti-tank grenade launcher. I guess Enlisted definition of precision-guided anti-tank grenade launcher is basically an anti-tank grenade launcher with a sight. These arsenals of small guns have been growing. The Americans get the M1C Grand Sniper, and the Japanese get the SIG 1920 7.62, because in-game it's called the SIG 1920 7.62 submachine gun with 50 rounds. Is this an upgrade of the MP 28 7.62? Yes, a massive upgrade, considering that it has a bayonet and it has pretty much almost the exact same stats as the essentially Type 2A, which is pretty good. For the Americans, for the premium squads, why is Enlisted adding premium squads for Japan and the Allies? We don't need premium squads. Seriously, people are gonna get sick of premium squads. Do not give us premium squads anymore, when you can give us squads that can essentially, make the game better. Make the game better, and then we'll pay money. Jesus Christ. And I don't even pay money for games, so that's gonna be interesting. The Allies, the Australians to be exact, get the Boomerang Mark II with 2 Hispano cannons and a 4.724 machine guns with 2 250-pound bombs. That's the Australians. The Japanese Key 61 Hay fighter is stronger and more nimbler than its competitor, the Zero. It is equipped with 2 20mm M151 cannons and 2 12.7mm Ho 103 machine guns. My question is, why? That is basically the armament of the Zero. And it also comes with 2 100kg bombs, Type 94 bombs, with any light threats on the ground, which, okay, that is enough if you can get a direct hit on the target, so I'm not going to prefer. For the Allies, you're going to get another engineer squad, and for the Japanese, the Type Co prototype, this gun is seriously, why did you not give this gun in the update? So that's a big problem. After that, we have update 0.4.0.155. It just fixes a bug that caused the wrong model to be shown for the looking at vehicles. Unlock the ability to build anti-tank guns for Allied Army engineers in the Seabirder event. And then we have the high caliber update. It's basically a lot of new stuff. Stalingrad gets a new map. Phosphorus grenades have been added to all campaigns, with the exception of Berlin. These include the invasion of Normandy and Tunisia. Oh my bad, I'm sorry to forget to tell you that they also did not add them to Moscow. Thank the Lord Jesus. Tunisia has now smoke shells and defensible smoke positions, and I guess what? Bombing runs for all campaigns. Moscow, Normandy, Berlin have customization, with the exception of Tunisia, because I hope they're trying to make Italian uniforms and Italian voice lines by changing the uniform. I don't know what the hell they're doing. I hope the best for Enlisted. And then we have a lot of new stuff. There's a whole list of new stuff for Enlisted: locations, missions, animation, sounds, visual effects, replays, controls, modifications, other implements, bug fixes. Yeah, there's a hell of a new stuff, which is pretty good. Honestly, Enlisted, what's my reaction to the high caliber update? A lot of controversy. I understand why. It's not that bad, let's just say, but Enlisted, this is the X update, the X amount of update in which Enlisted knows the problem. They're just refusing to fix it. Is the high caliber update as bad as everyone thinks? No, it's not. I'm just gonna be direct. Bombing runs in all campaigns, especially if it's in Berlin, doesn't really matter. Bombing runs in Tunisia, yes, it really does matter, considering the fact that you're just gonna blow everyone up to bits. But That's where you understand how to take cover. If you know how to take cover, you're fine. Other stuff like phosphorus grenades is going to be an issue, considering the fact that all I'm going to do for the Italians is throw phosphorus grenades and call it a day. Like, the new maps are interesting, but I think players want more maps. Considering the fact that we still have the exact same map for the Japanese, or the Allies, or the Pacific, with the Tenru, there's a massive problem. Enlisted is not trying to fix the problem. Is the high caliber update that bad? No, it's not that bad. It's just failed to completely fix the problem that Enlisted has to deal with. Not to mention the fact that as the game is released right now, and me playing the game, there are a lot of bugs. I don't know what to say at this point. After that, we have update 0.4.1.133. Fix bugs, I guess. Reduce the angle of ricochets of high explosive projectile 75 degrees. And yeah. Fix a bug in which sometimes made it impossible to use a heavy machine gun. Balance of new missions have been corrected. And that is all it for this week, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join the Discord. Honestly, really disappointed that Enlisted hasn't fixed anything. Are the bombing runs really that bad? No. Is the high caliber update really that bad? No. Except for the fact that they completely failed to fix stuff in Enlisted. But that said, guys, that's all it for this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join the Discord. And I'll see you in the next one. Now before you leave, I would like to thank you very much for watching this video. I will be honored if you could like and subscribe to the channel. Remember, more videos are coming out, so it is a good idea to click on that notification button. Anyways, have a great day and I'll see you in the next one.